Hey, John Franklin here, guys, and I'm at my number 6 film of my all-time favorite scary movies here. Number 6, everybody, is H2O Halloween. This was the 7th Halloween, and a little fact about myself, the very first Michael Myers movie I ever saw. I was actually a teenager when this film came out, went to go see it with my mother, and really, honestly, fell in love with this character. You know, the film actually starts off with a nurse walks to her house. Well, and the glass is broken. Michael Myers actually got himself in there and kind of broke into her house a little bit, trashed it up a little bit too, because they actually kind of show it. She goes to her neighbor's house. His name's Jimmy, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Sorry, my bad. I kind of forgot about that one there. So, anyways. You know, he has a small part at the beginning. He goes into her house, and of course he calls the police and all that, but he's waiting for the police, and of course, as always, they show up too late kind of thing. He goes in and he sees that her office is trashed like hell. So he goes in, and then he goes into the kitchen, and pretty much something scares him. And he pretty much trashes the kitchen, and of course he blames it on whoever trashed the office there. The nurse, now she's actually in the first 2 Halloween movies, but much younger, of course. But she actually still looked pretty young, even 20 years later. But she eventually does get killed. Of course, cops get there too late. Dead bodies everywhere. Even Jimmy gets killed. So then we kind of move on a little bit, and we actually kind of start off, next scene, we start off in a nightmare or a dream of Laurie Strode. And she, you know, we have her son, you know, played by, this was his very first movie overall, Josh Hartnett. Of course, Josh Hartnett's character, he's John, and he would be Laurie Strode's son. Well, he has 3 friends. Well, one's actually his girlfriend, named Molly, played by Michelle Williams. Charlie, and we have Sarah, who are also boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, thing is that the guy pretty much is not, you know, Charlie's just a big horny a-hole pretty much. I shouldn't say a-hole. He's a nice guy. But just because, hey, you talk about sex, you gotta die. That's always what horror movies is, it seems like. Eventually, after, who knows, about an hour or so into the film, John doesn't believe his mother about Michael Myers is still around. She keeps having dreams about about him and all that. Well, eventually, he finally sees Michael Myers, because him and his girlfriend Molly are getting chased down by him. So he finally believes, of course, pretty much towards the end of the film. The biggest reason why I really love this film was that Jamie Lee Curtis decided to say, you know what, cut the shit out, I'm done running, I'm gonna go fight my own brother right now. So this actually ended up not just being a scary movie, but it ended up being an action film too. Well, like I said, this film came out in 1998, so a couple years before the new millennium rolled around for 2000. But the thing was that's what it seemed like it was. There was a lot more in the 90s with the horror movies, a lot more fighting, a lot more just going for it, all that kind of stuff, and say, hey, if I lose, that kind of thing. But I really enjoyed this one because it was my very first Michael Myers movie. Really enjoyed it, even though at the beginning of the film, during the credits, they actually have someone doing the voice of Donald Pleasence, because Donald Pleasence passed away before this film was even ever made. I really like the big fight scene at the end with Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. They both pretty much kind of gave each other, you know, a couple blows, couple good licks, that kind of thing. And honestly, you know, I really strongly believe this could have been the very last Michael Myers film. Like I said, this was a fun one because you really thought Michael Myers could have died in this one. But unfortunately, like I said, he didn't. You know, there was another one 4 years later. Hip-hop artist LL Cool J was actually in this as a security guard, and he's in it a decent amount. Number 6, Halloween, H2O, 20 years later. Great film. You know, so thank you guys so much for watching this. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. Talk to you guys tomorrow for my number 5. I can't believe it, guys. We got through so many films right now. We're down to the top 5 all-time favorite movies of mine here. So I will see you guys tomorrow for my next film, like I said, at number 5.